It's a new year and a new season of the Run to Remember Memorial Marathon podcast. I'm your host, Kristin Fares, along with Race Director Kari Watkins. We have a great lineup of guests to kick off Season 3. The Memorial Marathon brings people together from across the globe to honor and remember those who were killed, those who survived, and those changed forever. The Memorial Marathon is a celebration of all lives. We're excited to talk with Al Mader, winner of the 2023 Memorial Marathon. Al's been busy with another major win, but he hasn't always broken the finish line tape. At one point, running was even a struggle. And we're catching up with Kristen Vaughn, 2023 Women's Half Marathon winner, mother of twin boys, and a recent participant in the Dallas Marathon. News 9's Chief Meteorologist David Payne joins us, and we have a new recording partner in studio in downtown Oklahoma City. Likely, many of you run right by us on your training runs. The 2024 Oklahoma City Memorial Marathon takes place the weekend of April 26th through the 28th. Visit okcmarathon.com and sign up to run or volunteer. Kari, we're back. It's 2024.
Welcome back.
Yes.
How fun is this?
Yes, there's so much more in 2024.
Well, there really is. We're in a new studio downtown at Channel 9, Griffin Media. Excited to be here, and we're gearing up for the training run this weekend.
Yes.
It's going to be we'll wait and let David give us the forecast.
Right.
But it's going to be a fun weekend, and we've got some cool swag to give away.
Yes.
New stocking hats.
How do you get the swag, Kari?
You sign up, you register for a race, you sign up to run the race, and then you go sign up to do the training run at okcmarathon.com. But the gloves are high-tech gloves. They work with your phone. God forbid we put the phone down. So you can run and activate your phone with the gloves, and a stocking hat to keep us warm. So we're excited about that. The training run will be the new 5K course.
Great.
So it's everything's moving back to the same finish line all along Oklahoma City Boulevard. So no
People
more.
will love that.
People will love that, especially our security guards.
Even like the senior marathon.
All races Saturday and Sunday
Kids, senior, everybody.
will finish on Oklahoma City Boulevard. They will. And so we're going to run that 5K course, which just is a couple of little changes, not much. You won't come over the bridge this time, but you will go through the South Park and South Scissortail Park. So lots of fun things happening, and we're excited. Devon Energy, our presenting sponsors, doing the training run with us, so we're excited to have them out and just bundle up Saturday morning and get ready to come out and run with us.
Yeah, that'll be a great time. Now, I think there's something else that people are going to be excited about at the finish line. New shirts. Am I correct?
Finishing
New
shirts.
finisher shirts.
Yeah, that is a battle. I'm just going to be candid with you. Some races do it, some charge you for it. We've listened and we've heard you want running shirts, and so we'll have a cool runner's tank that you'll get for the half and the full.
Uh-huh.
And so if you want a finisher shirt, you need to run the half or the full.
Gotcha.
And so there's not a finisher shirt for the 5K or the relay or the kids or the senior. Those are for the two highest races. We have finisher tanks. So we're excited about those. I think you'll love them, and you'll pick those up. And then if you want to do it all, sign up for this Why We Run challenge. And
Right.
you can run on Saturday, run the 5K on Saturday, and you can run one of the races on Sunday, and you get another shirt. I mean, we can clothe you for the week. So we're excited about where we're going in 24, and we can't do it without you.
Yeah, there's a lot to look forward to in 2024.
I cannot wait for race weekend.
I
We're gearing
cannot
up
wait
for
either. And you know who else is excited about race weekend is Al Mader. He was our winner of the men's full marathon last year. Al, you've kept yourself busy since then.
Yeah, a little bit. I was trying to find something next to kind of set a goal for. I had a really good time running in Tulsa last year at the Tulsa Run-In, so I just did the Route 66 half a few weeks ago now. But really fun race, really fun city as well. Kind of staying in Oklahoma, but
and you did
fun
something
place.
pretty memorable there. Tell us what you did.
Place. Well, I believe I broke the half marathon course record at
Awesome.
Tulsa.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
So you got your Oklahoma Standard medal?
I did get the medal. Yeah, I went over and asked him, and I was like, I did the half and the full. It's still kind of So they still
Absolutely.
let me.
If you run one of those two races
yeah.
in either city, we want you to carry the Oklahoma Standard medal, which is about service, honor, and kindness, and you did it. You ran two great races and won a race in both of them. So
it was fun,
congratulations on that. You may be
I
the first to have done
appreciate
that.
I don't know. I appreciate it. The half's definitely a little more. Again, it didn't take doesn't take as much out of you, I guess. And I wasn't quite ready to do another full yet, so the half was kind of a good balance to still get out there and race, but not. I don't think I was ready for the full.
But you broke the course
today.
record of the half.
Half is a fun race. I like the half. So
how'd it feel to break the course
fun.
record?
I mean, it's fun when you get out there and you kind of have a goal in front of you. I was running with another guy for a few miles, and then he kind of dropped back, and so I had figured I was probably going to win the last few miles, and so then what kind of keeps you plugging along? You start thinking and doing a little bit of mental math as you see the clock. And I kind of knew roughly where I was at. So, you always just want to finish doing your best and kind of knowing you were going to win. Okay, let's see if I can still keep going, keep speeding up, trying to run, maybe a fast time since you kind of knew. And that's always, I feel like, fun to give your best, because sometimes you can win and not give your best, or you can give your best and not win,
right.
Vice versa.
Right.
So just go out there and run absolutely as hard as you can for the whole race and see where you end up.
Your face in the pictures in Oklahoma City and your face in the picture in Tulsa were eerily similar.
It's a little much. They were very similar.
Which is the cry of victory. How it was very,
I didn't think
fun.
I'd get quite as, and I didn't go the whole hundreds of meters of celebrating in Tulsa, but I didn't think it was gonna hit me quite that hard. But man, after just being so exhausted for so long, it just something inside of you just.
Sure.
Like it's a relief. It's like, man, you finished this. So it was a little more reined in Tulsa, but man, I saw the finish line and I saw kind of the time, and I was excited again. So
that's
why
so
not?
fun.
I mean, you're having fun.
Al, I know that you've had great success recently in running, but running at some point has been harder for you. Can you kind of share about when it was harder for you?
Yeah. I mean, definitely. I don't know. You guys had kind of mentioned. So I guess for context, I ran the full in 2018, or started the full, kind of changed my training up to just see what it was like. And I started the race, kind of rookie marathoner. It went south pretty quick. I dropped out. I didn't finish, and it was tough. But I mean, you bounce back after a couple weeks or so, and it was fine. But I figured I'd run again sometime between trying to gear up again in 2019, 2020. It just other things in life happen, and I guess you're not guaranteed to make the next starting line. I mean, I was going through a lot, and I was in a graduate program and some uncertainty there and some other life stuff, and I had just got to the point where I got up and I was, I was so tired from just going through the day. I had just stopped running for a while, for a few months, and I'd never really done that. And the funny thing about running is it makes you feel so good in other ways that it didn't really help any of the, I guess, busyness or stuff I was going through. So didn't make the start line in 2019. I signed up, but just had stopped training, didn't make it. My goal was to come back and run that race, and some of it was just circumstance, but I had mentioned I had some good friends get me back out that just came over and got me running, even when I couldn't keep up with them for that long at all. I had figured out school work stuff and kind of got back in rhythm, and that helped with running also. And then it all just kind of clicked, and one thing after the next, and I felt like coming back to do the marathon was kind of what I wanted to say is, I've kind of come back, I've kind of finished what I started, type of thing. So we kind of know how 2020 got pushed back a little. Sure. I was ready then, pushed back a year and a half. And so, 2021, it was really even just getting to the start line. It was pretty emotional. Just checking my bag and going to the start line. I was like, just kind of oddly like, okay, like I thought I'd be here a lot earlier than I was, but it was a full 3.5 years later.
So running, what you're saying, running is more than just your feet and your legs. It's in your head too.
Well, yeah, it is in your head, and in a good way. I mean, again, if anyone's listening to this, whether they run or don't, like I feel like a lot of people just have that thing that kind of gives them either their break from work or just gives them their, their good feelings about, running physically. Everyone kind of understands it releases some endorphins, and if you don't do it, it just after a day's work, it just makes everything else kind of feel better. And like for me, I guess I realized how much I just needed that, not from a, even a winning, losing standpoint, just going out and doing something that felt good. It kind of got me out with my friends again and doing stuff. It is not even about winning and losing. I mean, that's the only way I know how to run is to run really hard. That's just the only way I do. But outside of that, just getting out there again really kind of kickstarted everything else. And so now it's just a good spot to be
Well,
at.
I think what you're saying is so relatable to so many runners. You go through these kind of, peaks and valleys in running where you might get discouraged or down and finding the motivation to get back out. But then you realize once you're back out, this makes me feel really good.
Yeah.
And you just kind of they call it a runner's high for a reason.
Yeah.
How did you kind of dig down and find that motivation to get back out there?
Well, again, I did genuinely have some good friends that kept with it and really just, showed up and kept inviting me out to do stuff even when, they knew I wasn't getting out there, wasn't running. Some of it was just kind of not a last effort, but I needed to do something at some point. I had graduated. I wasn't working, wasn't doing much. There just wasn't a lot to get me going, get me motivated. And it all kind of happened in the same. I got set up with a really good job that just kind of gave me like a daily routine. And I'm like, okay, I can go to work and jog after work every day, even though it started real slow. So there was a few things. My friends kind of getting me out there, me just really needing to do something different. As far as changing up, just the day-to-day wasn't really fun. So adding that 30 minutes back to my day just kind of took off from there.
Right. So what's next for you? What are your goals now that you've won the Tulsa half, you've won the Oklahoma City full?
Yeah, I guess it's a little tricky because the full was the biggest thing circled for a long time. And so then you have this sort of a, this honeymoon period, and then it is like, what's next, So luckily,
coming back to run?
I still like running. I'm for sure not going to do the full this year. I'll say that. If I had to give you a guess right now, I really like being part of the day. I might go back and do the half again. Because this spring I'd like to try and get back on like the track, and I still have some like 10K, 5K. I want to try to do a little bit quicker stuff this spring.
We got a 5K on Saturday.
Yes.
Yeah, on Saturday. I'll probably hold off for a little bit. So I am doing Houston half with some friends. I'm doing Houston half in January. So that's kind of the immediate next thing. I'm for sure not going to do the full. I'm going to let it sit for a couple years. I'll do it again in time. I'm going to let it settle. I might do the half just to be out there again. It would be my best guess right now.
We like to have winners on the course, so we'd love to have you back.
Absolutely.
Any relay plans, perhaps?
Again, I've thought about everything just because I do have the half. I have the full. I've thought about a couple different things, whether it be relay or maybe even just doing something fun. Like I know the 5K is not giant, but it's still a fun race. Doing like 5K and then relay, like doing both of them, or doing 5K and then half, or just to change it.
You can do whatever you want now. As a winner, you get to choose whatever you want.
I think I've got to make it out there at some point. I'm not going to do the full again. I'm going to take a year or two off from the full. But
we'll give you a year break from the full.
We appreciate all you do for running and the Memorial Marathon, and we're going to look forward to seeing you race weekend.
You'll see me in some regard. It's probably one of my favorite days out there. The buzz in the city is just unmatched. So I've got to be a part of it somehow. But maybe not racing the full every year, but I'll be out there.
So Tulsa's good, but it's not as good as Oklahoma City, right?
Oh, I really do like Tulsa, but nothing compares to Oklahoma
City.
All right, nothing compares to Oklahoma
City. We love our friends in Tulsa. I just like to give them a hard time.
Yes.
Thanks, Al.
Hey, thank you guys so much for bringing me out.
Absolutely. Our next guest is well known in the local running community. Kristin Vaughn, the women's winner of the 2023 half marathon, joins us in studio. Kristin, you're a mom to 2 active twin boys.
Yes, they will be 18 months at the end of this month. So
God love you.
I know. So I think the first question that comes to mind when you tell me that is, how in the world do you find time to run?
It's very little these days. But it was funny when Al was talking about running, and one of my boys' favorite books right now is Dr. Seuss' Oh, the Places You'll Go. And it kind of makes me think of life and running too. It's like there'll be bang-ups, there'll be hang-ups. There'll be moments where boom bands are playing. There'll be all these phases of life that you go through, and running is very similar to that too. I think when you're younger, your goals are to be fast and to win and to be competitive, and you go to college and you do that, and it's your job, and you want to win, and it's all about winning. And then you graduate, and all that's gone, and you're trying to find your footing again, and you get back in it, and you have this big win, and then another season of life comes along, such as motherhood, and I just need to run so I don't lose my mind.
Right.
I need something that's still for me. I think everybody needs to have that moment. It's not to get away from my boys. It's not anything like that. It's a moment for me to go out and have that mental clarity.
Yeah, clear your head.
Yeah, and I think my goal now is
Can make you a better mom, actually.
it does. It makes you a better mom, and I think being a parent, what is the goal now, right? My goal is to raise these 2 little boys into great men. And if anything, I just want to show them or them to find something such as running that has given me so much opportunity, so many experiences, built me a community. It's always the first question in a job interview,
Right.
just to show them there is something in life that you can do just for you, that brings you joy, that brings you experiences. And yeah, sometimes it's about winning, and sometimes it's just about lacing up your shoes and just going for a run.
So let's talk about your win. You won the half, the women's half.
Yes,
Big
that was,
race. How was that?
Very unexpected. I got put on bed rest pretty early in my pregnancy, so that was the first really long break from running I had taken. So I hadn't run. I got about 18 weeks on. I just didn't run.
Wow.
And I took a lot of time off after I had the boys. So I didn't really start running again until December, and I signed up for the half. I was like, if I just break 1:30, I'll be very happy. And I remember coming around the Capitol, and I see my good friends, Kat and Stu Lyle, and they're like, that girl, she's not that far in front of you. And I was just, that was the first race that I had been in a really long time. I was just running. I was waving at people. I was just
Enjoying the
day because I remember the year prior, I was very pregnant, cheering on all my friends, and I was just excited to be out there. And it was in that moment that clicked, oh, she's not that far. Oh, well, she's not from here. I don't want her to win. I can't let somebody from Austin beat me. So it was in that moment that I kind of went into my old mode of wanting to win. But it was just a great experience to be out there, and I ran faster than I had expected to. So
How was it coming into the finish line, seeing those faces and knowing those 168 faces as you come in and knowing that you're going to win this race?
you're just so grateful to be out there. And that was my first time running on the new course and ever doing the half, and just excited to be a part of the race again. And I recently did the Route 66 half as well, and it's just different. My husband and I had this conversation how the Oklahoma City Marathon, everybody in the city knows when the marathon is. Right. It's a part of us. Mm-hmm. It is so deeply ingrained into our community, and everyone that's of age that can remember when it happened, it's an event, and everyone knows. Where some other cities, it's something that they do, but I don't think the whole city is invested in it like Oklahoma City. So that atmosphere is just, it's unmatchable.
And you were in Dallas.
I did a relay leg. Let me clarify. I just did a 4-mile relay leg. So Red Coyote, our local running store, they'd put together a relay team, and the young fit girls asked me to be a part of it, and so I said, sure,
That's
I'll try to
awesome.
do my best. So
I was in Dallas. It was sold out. It was a great race.
It was a great
Incredible.
race.
I
Yes,
mean, how many
good day.
Oklahomans go there, and
Right.
we get the same benefit the last weekend of April. But it was fun to see so many of you guys and gals, and just to think they had more than 20,000 runners. I mean, running is back. I mean, we're now 4 years past COVID, and I would say we're all back running. Everyone's back out on the streets. Wouldn't you agree?
Definitely. Before I had done Oklahoma City half, the last race I did was the 2020 Olympic trials. And so I qualified for the trials in 2019, turned around, ran in 2020, and I got back that next week, and the whole world shut down.
Literally.
And
Wow.
literally shut down. And so I was so happy to get that lifelong goal done before the whole world
Right.
changed. And I got married. I had twins. I hadn't been racing, and so I would definitely say it's back. It's just good to see people out there again. It's not the same to do a virtual race. I would never do a virtual marathon. I'm sorry. I need the water stops and I need the support.
I need the cheers.
I need the cheers.
Crowd.
Going out there, doing the long run by yourself is just kind of torture. So,
Well, I hope you'll come to the training run this weekend, and we're handing out gear. We're excited to have you guys, and it's the new year. We're happy to have you here with us today, and thank you so much for just your passion for running and for life and kind of what running does for your life.
yes.
Yeah, thanks for sharing with us, and thanks for all you do for just the OKC running community.
Thank you, ladies.
We'll see you in April.
See ya.
What began as the trial run in 2021 with the introduction of the Why We Run Weekend Series has become a fan favorite thanks to the enthusiasm and support of our longtime friends and partners at Inasmuch Foundation. Runners double their impact, participating in the 5K on Saturday and either the half or the full marathon on Sunday.
Hi, I'm Bob Ross with Inasmuch Foundation. Congratulations, runners. You've trained hard and now it's time to run. Time to remember and embrace our bright future. As part of the Oklahoma City Memorial Marathon, you symbolize strength, peace, and hope. We invite you to visit the Memorial Museum and experience the story of why we run. You'll be changed forever. Inasmuch Foundation is honored to partner with the Memorial Marathon. Thank you, runners and volunteers who make this a run to remember.
We are looking forward to our second year working with broadcast partner Griffin Media's News 9 and their news anchors and leadership. And joining us now is Chief Meteorologist David Payne. David,
Hi.
we're so glad you're here.
Yeah, great to be here.
Welcome back.
Welcome
Thank
back.
you. It's official. I'm going to be allowed to participate.
You're coming back.
Okay.
So tell us about
Okay.
year one experience for you last year. I think you were in the back of a truck
Yeah.
following the winner or ahead of the winners.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
You were yelling at the winners, right? Encouraging them.
Yes. And you know what? That was awesome. Part of that was really good. Yeah, no, in the lead truck, and I was with the police officer, great guy. And we started off here at News 9 and then took off, doing the 5 or 6 miles out. And it was in the 30s that morning. Well, he's driving he gets on Broadway. He's doing about 60. And I'm like, hey. And it's me and my photographer in the back. Camera's trying to hang on. I'm like, does he realize that, we're not
We're
on
back here?
a high-speed chase? So anyway, we get to 23rd Street. We set up. And it was great. I've worked it, but as far as going through all the neighborhoods like that, seeing all the people, it was great.
It's really remarkable how many people come out. And
Yeah. I was amazed. In areas that I thought, this will be a dry stretch, or there won't be
Right.
any. I
There's
never
no dry
found that.
stretch.
There's no.
There's not.
Did
There's
anybody
no
give
dry-
you shots or Jello shots or anything along the way? Maybe you can't say that. But
You
we're in
can
the
tell us
studio.
after this is over.
Yeah, I was shotgunning beers about mile 17. It was great. Just what I really like, just the families. Yeah, the whole way through it, there was never a time where I was like, there's nobody out in their front yard. But going through it, it was awesome. And Mater was back, and then we were 2 miles from Classen, and who was the guy that was leading the whole way, that lost until Mater? I don't remember his name.
We're only focused on Mater, so I
Okay.
can't tell you right
Anyway,
now.
he was the leader all the way through,
Right.
and then he took the corner and rolled his ankle. And I was I was telling the station, I was yelling and hollering, "Get me on the air!" It was like tornado warning, because the guy rolled his ankle and it was bad, and he started limping and he was really bad. And I told the policeman, I said, "Hey, slow down. This guy's done. I mean, he's finished." And his pace, he really dropped off. He was still running, but you could tell anyway. And then we got to Classen and got down to, I think, 36th Street, somewhere in there. And then Mater made
Mater pulls out.
Right.
it was, and he was holding everything. His face, I don't know. The guy looked like he was, in pain himself. He was
As
really.
I told him a little earlier, he's a dramatic runner.
He is,
Yeah.
and a dramatic finisher,
Yeah.
but it's
Yeah.
fun.
It's great.
I kept
Pictures are
thinking,
incredible.
Yeah.
is this part of his deal? Because no one else was doing things like that. But anyway, he pulls and just passes him and keeps going. The whole time, the other guy was ahead. And even when Mater was ahead, there was I don't know the guy's name, super nice guy on a bike. And when he rolled his ankle, I waved him up, and he comes ripping up on his bike. And I said, "What? How bad?" And he goes, He's in pain. He twisted it. But he kept coming up and giving us updates, and it was great. And then
Yeah.
we would slow down, and Mater at one point put his hand on the truck. He tapped the truck, and I was like, is that close enough for you? It was
Did
like
you
right
tell the
outside.
policeman to speed up?
Huh?
Did you speed up at that point?
Yeah, because
Okay.
he was because we were on class and there were so many people. Anyway, it was great. I loved it. I just being outside and it was awesome.
We had beautiful weather.
We did.
You think you
Yes.
can repeat that for year 2 of Channel 9 sponsorship?
I think so.
Okay.
You know, most years have been pretty good. I mean,
they
overall,
really actually have.
you know, end of April. I mean, we can go either way. I mean, we can get snow, severe weather. We've seen all that. But
We've had everything but snow, so don't even say that 4-letter word.
has it? We've never had snow.
Never had
No.
snow. We've had everything
Hail.
but snow, so
We've had
don't even
hail,
say
lightning, and okay.
Yeah.
We've never had like flurries or
No,
okay.
don't even
No.
say it.
Okay.
Not this year.
Well, hopefully not. You know, we're in El Nino. This is going to be a warm weather pattern, a wet weather pattern.
Yeah, I
think
know
for
it's
the
kind
months
of early
ahead.
to talk about like what's the weather going to look like at the end of April. That's
Right.
that's too hard. But what's it going to look like for our training?
You know, I think overall, I mean, I think as we get into January, deeper into January and February and March, I still think I think the worst of winter is going to be those 2 months.
January,
So,
February.
Yeah. I think as we get into the end of January here and then December, February.
So you think the Farmer's Almanac is right?
No,
Okay.
it's never right.
Okay.
No. But it's fun to look at.
It sure is.
It's
Something
fun to
talk
read.
about.
It's fun to, yeah. But I think, we'll be wet for those months of January and February. Yeah.
Great.
Okay.
So what was your favorite memory from year 1 in the back of the truck? Following the lead runners.
Yeah.
What memory do you take with you?
My poor photographer, bless her heart. I mean, trying to keep that camera up, that was, and then finally she would say, "Hey, hold me." I'm like, "What? Hold who? Why am I holding people?" So I would grab her shoulders because we were going so fast and the hills and the bumps and all this stuff. Okay, I think the crowds, you know, it's really cool to me to look out and see kids not only running but also watching that weren't even born when the bombing happened. And I think it says a lot about the museum. It says a lot about the marathon. The fact that we are coming up on 30 years, and it just keeps getting bigger, and the crowds seem to be just, you know, getting younger. I mean, you see all these young people, and I think that's really cool. I mean, I get it. We always remember, but also not to forget. I mean, what happened? It was a horrible day, but where we
Why we
are
ran.
now, and it's inspiring to see these young people, you know, standing there that weren't even close to being around, and I think that kind of stuck out to me, and the fact that, like I said, I didn't see any blocks where there wasn't someone
I love that.
standing there, and they were nice and I mean, it was great. It was great. Everyone was cheering.
I've never gotten to see that part of it, but I'm only through pictures and video.
yeah.
But everyone says how great that is.
It's
So fun.
It's really cool, and it's, you know, you think, wow, this is a big deal because you get to see the beginning and the end, but a lot of people don't get to see all of the
Right.
like I saw. And
Is that what you're doing again this year? Or
that's what we're
did-
just talking about. Yeah, I was on the phone with Swope this morning. I said, hey, I have this thing going on today, and it was Lacey, and I said, she goes, what are we doing? And I said, we're doing the same thing, and I just told the folks out there, I said, hey, I'm doing the.
You
I'm
want
in the
the
truck.
same position.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, whatever.
That's
so
awesome.
it'll be me and Lacey. We'll do the same thing again.
That's
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah.
I mean, what are they gonna do? I don't know.
I don't know.
What are they gonna do? Tell me now. Probably will. No, but yeah, that's our plan. So, yeah, we're doing that.
You bring a lot of energy to it, and you're the perfect person to be leading the runners into the finish line.
Well, thank you. We loved it. Both Lacey and I. It was a great.
We
time.
heard people talk about how encouraging you were to runners, so it was fun to hear that too.
I tried, but I mean, you know, what am I going to say? The guy was, you know, coming up on me, and I tried to wave to him, but I was like, does he want to say something? And then a couple times, he, hey, I don't know. They were
Are you a runner?
no treadmill guy.
Okay.
Yeah, gym work, treadmill guy. I had horrible feet. Feet aren't really made for running, right,
Running.
Marianne?
Who knew?
Just kidding.
Oh, okay.
It's kind of important. You got to have good
You
feet.
got to have
Yeah,
good
you gotta
feet
have
to
good
run.
feet.
Yeah, that's a very important part.
Yeah, you got to have good feet. So.
Well,
but
we're so glad you're back.
I love it.
Yeah.
And we love your energy and
Well,
your
thank you.
enthusiasm. So.
Thanks, David. Thanks for.
You bet.
And
Yeah.
we're gonna count on you for good weather.
Okay. Well, I say let's do a high 65, and
We take that.
Yeah.
odds are a south wind versus a north wind like last year. Last year we had a north wind.
I know.
I'm going to go with the south wind this time.
Okay.
Odds are there will be a little wind.
Yeah, south.
Chances are.
Yep.
Yeah.
Chances are. Yep.
Sure.
Well,
All right.
thanks, David.
You bet. Thank you, guys.
Well, that's it for the premiere episode of Season 3. Let us know what you think and leave us your suggestions for the Run to Remember podcast at okcmarathon.com. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button so you never miss an episode. The Memorial Marathon takes place the weekend of April 26th through the 28th. If you haven't already, sign up today. Start your training off on the right foot and join us this Saturday morning, January 6th at 8 a.m. for the kickoff training run. We'll have special edition gloves and hats for the first 500 runners who registered for both the training run and the marathon, half marathon, relay, or 5K before midnight tonight, Thursday, January 4th. This is your host, Kristin Fares. Let's marathon.